You all know that this is what started it all for me, right? Sterling Soap Company, margaritas in the Arctic. This was my first real shaving soap that wasn't Barbasol. And so I love it. I've loved it for years. This is, I think, my third or fourth I've had to buy. I get the one that's the glacial with extra menthol. I'm a big fan of Stirling. And maybe someone at Stirling is a fan of me because I got a wonderful surprise gift in the mail a couple of days ago, a box of stuff from the Stirling Soap Company. So let me show you. They sent a little note. First of all, Merry Christmas. Hope you enjoy your gift. Love, Stirling. And it said it was from Dana on the invoice. And then they also, I forgot about this. Check this out. They also roast coffee. Is it mentholated coffee? Can I get the Arctic version of their coffee? I don't think so, but I need to try some of that. So they're out of Paris, Arkansas. Yeah, I think it was, it's been a while since I looked about the history of the company, but it was just a couple, I think a husband and wife that started this thing. Is still going strong, and they make fantastic stuff. Sterling Soaps, thank you, Dana, and thank you to everybody over there in Arkansas, just to the east of this Texas. And they let me show you what they sent me, and then I'll shave with the two major things. So first of all, if you know Stirling, and they've been around forever, this is one of their number one scents. They sent me a little a slice of a sample, Executive Man. I don't think I've used this before, so I'll use that later. They sent me a little hand soap. I think this is Deep Blue Sea, just a little sliver of hand soap. Stirling's great about sending out little slivers of their soap so you can try it out and not, get fully in on something that you just don't like. So they sent that. They sent this. What's this? Why, it's an empty, labelless one, but it's full of Sterling Noir. This is their version of Drakkar Noir, and it smells very similar without totally stepping on the toes of or stealing the scent. It is very reminiscent. I've been using Drakkar Noir since 1986. I know, I'm the last one, right? Anyway, so they sent me a little tiny sample of Aftershave and a tiny little sample sliver of the shaving soap. So I'll try those out later. I did open up the Aftershave and smell it, and it smells so much like Drakkar Noir. But the pièce de resistance, I took French in middle school, can you tell? The pièce de resistance is the thing they sent me, the shaving soap and the Aftershave. And that is something new, small batch artisan shave soap. Christmas Eve. Yes, it's the Christmas season now. Thanksgiving is done. It's time to shave. Let's talk about how this smells, how it lathers. I haven't used it yet. I've just been smelling it. I just opened it and just kind of walk around. I let the kids smell it. I put some of the Aftershave on yesterday when we got home from Kansas. I tried it on and I said, honey, this smells just like Christmas. And I leaned in to give her a smooch and she said, you're right. It does. It's pine and beautiful. Okay, let's start to shave, shall we? I took a shower. I did my hair, what's left of it. And speaking of hair, I'm going to mention a viewer who reached out to me about haircuts. A woman named Nancy who lives, it's not the Midwest, it's just west of the Midwest up there. But anyway, we'll talk about haircuts and women shaving and all that kind of stuff briefly. I'm going to put some hot water on my face because I did not shave yesterday. And this little turkey gobble is really standing out with this white whiskers that I got. So I got to get rid of that. So let's lather up with the West Coast shaving brush, the Jolly Rancher, and get this Christmas Eve out. So this stuff, I should have looked at the smell notes like on their website. I'm just going to tell you, it smells fantastic. It looks cool too. I love it when it's brand new. All the Sterling soaps look like this when you open them up, brand new. It smells like fir trees. It smells like a slight hint of like spiced oranges. It just smells beautifully Christmassy. I love it. And you know what? It reminds me of this long beloved 2020 Space Soap from MA Space Soap, not made anymore. It smells a lot like this. You can't get this anymore, but it is reminiscent. It's in the same ballpark as this was a Christmas scent back in 2020. You can buy this. Buy this. If you ever wondered what this was like, buy this. Oh, I love it. Okay, so let's lather up, and then we'll get a razor out. is inspired by my recent visit to Kansas City. I like to, I just use the little cup that it comes in. You don't have to, of course. You can face lather, you can bowl lather, whatever you want. Sterling soaps always erupt in the richest, slickest lather. This smells incredible. It smells like a Christmas tree, but not overpowering and not fake. It smells authentic, and it's just a hint. Oh, kudos to everybody over at Stirling, because this is fantastic. All right, I do wash it off, so I probably won't get any more soap out of there. So what I do is I just wash it off, and then I let it dry, air dry. Sometimes I put the top on. If it's an older, soap, and I'm not being too so precious about it anymore. But look at this. God, it smells good. You ever want to just stick your head in the middle of a Christmas tree? Why? Why would you want to do that? Nobody wants to stick their head in the middle of a Christmas tree. Do you like the way Christmas trees smell? That's what this smells like. But also there's other stuff going on. It's not just one note. Feels so good. It smells good. I love it. I love it. Thank you for bringing this into my life, Stirling soaps. And I can't wait to use the aftershave too, because it's the same thing. Christmas Eve. This is a year-round scent. Okay, the razor I'm going to use is the 1918 Gillette, inspired by my recent trip to Kansas City and the video I made. We went to the World War I Museum, which also inspired the woman Nancy that I'll tell you about in just a minute. So they had one of these in the khaki set in the display. I showed that in one of the videos. So I'm going to use it. It's 104 years old. It's simplicity at its finest, and it still works beautifully. I have a feather blade in there that I've used, I think, with 2 shaves before now. So I figured, yeah, I've got to shave with the World War I era razor, which still works perfectly. The one they have on display is all grungy. It's like great-great-great-grandpa grungy. It needs to be cleaned, and it should be shaved with, dang it. That's what I think. It should be shaved. It's like those famous people's guitars that go into a museum and never get played again. They need to be played, you know? That's what they were made for, to make music. This is made for shaving. Let's keep shaving with it. It's not like they're scarce. You can still buy these things. You can buy the World War I Gillette khaki set right now on eBay. There's a ton of them. They made a bunch. There were a lot of people fighting that war. Terrible war. But a beautiful monument and beautiful museum up there in Kansas City. If you ever get a chance to walk around there and go down into the museum, it is worth it. You would not believe the amount of stuff they have there. And it's modern, and it's interactive, and it's engaging. And I mean, the monument itself is 100 years old, but they keep up with the times. They still have tons of people that donate. But anyway, 1918 Gillette. Who knows who used this first? Who knows who bought this first? I have no idea. This was not a khaki set, I don't think. I mean, it could have been, it just came by itself. I don't think there's markings on those razors that specify. But since this is the last year of the war, 1918. Anyway, we had a lovely time. I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving if you celebrated, or if you didn't, hope you had a good Thursday. But we had a wonderful family reunion just south of Kansas City. We drove down there about half an hour. I couldn't tell you where, just kind of out in the middle of those Kansas fields, But we had, I think, 63 people show up. Cousins, grandparents, uncles, brothers, babies, 10-year-old, everyone, all age ranges pretty much. So it was special and fantastic, and I feel very lucky to be a part of that family. I married into it, folks. I lucked out. You know how sometimes in-laws and their families can be a little, woo-hoo. Not me. I lucked out. So that was great. We flew up there with no problem. We flew back with no problem, even though on the way back they were warning us before we ever left. Oh, there's going to be terrible turbulence the entire way. An hour and a half of moderate to severe turbulence. I'm like, oh no, come on, man. I'm not in the mood for that. And my wife does not do well with turbulence. But it was smooth the whole way. I think they just didn't want to service those drinks. That's what I think. No, they really thought they were going to hit it, but the pilots were just good enough. to avoid it all. So kudos to the pilot. Ooh, smells so good. And a lot of residual slickness. Not sickness. Well, there's probably some sickness in me, but not in this. I'm a sick, sick boy, said Nacho. Oh man, this stuff smells great. Yeah, get you in the Christmas spirit. And then come July, if you just want a little reminder of colder days in the Northern Hemisphere. Don't want to forget you guys down in Australia, South America. Got some friends down there. But if you just want to be reminded of colder winter days, pull it out then. I really love it. I had no idea it was out there. On the little invoice they sent that was the other half of this that I tore off so you wouldn't see all the invoice stuff, it said no menthol. I was like, is there a menthol version? But I don't think it would work. I don't think it needs menthol. I mean, if it was a different scent, maybe, but I don't think this needs it. I tell you what, if you don't have one of these razors, one of these really simple early Gillettes, do yourself a favor and try one. They look a little scary. The head is so thin and those teeth are so pointy, you know, it looks dangerous, but it's not. It's really not. So anyway, I got an email just a couple of days ago from a woman named Nancy who said she had seen the World War I video and it reminded her of her own grandmother who had served as a nurse in the army. I think she served in Korea, and what she wanted to know was her grandmother usually had a very closely cropped haircut just to make it, you know, ease of use. And Nancy had also seen She Shaves with Jill. Do you remember her? She was a female wet shaver that shaved her face. She needed to, you know, shave her face, and then she really got into it, and she had sadly passed away a few years ago. But Nancy said, hey, I want to cut my hair short, but I'm a little nervous because I've never done it. You know, she's about my age, and she'd never had a really, really short haircut. Just, you know, she had, you know, kind of the shoulder length, whatever. And she wanted to get a very short cropped haircut to remember and pay tribute to her Gram, as she calls her. And also to women like She Shaves with Jill, who I believe was also in the military. I don't remember exactly which branch she served in, but I believe that was why. And Jill had a very short cropped haircut. So I said, yeah, you know, if that's what you want to do, I think it's fantastic. I think that your grandma would love that, you know, you paying tribute to her with your haircut. And Jill, you know, if she inspired another woman, empowered someone to do something they may have, you know, been scared of, I think that's great. So she went out and did it today, and she got a haircut, and I saw a photo of the back, and it's just like mine, this little short cropped hair right here, and then it's like kind of a little bit longer in the front from what I could tell. And my sons and I, when we get our hair this close, we call this hamster hair. You know, you feel it like that. It feels like you're rubbing a hamster the wrong way. So congratulations, Nancy. I'm real proud of you. That is so cool. I mean, you know, I know how easy it is to get stuck with a certain style. I was like that for years. I hated my hair. I hated it. It never did what I wanted it to do. It was like, you know, I'm glad I have it, right? Okay, put that out there, of course. You know, I feel fortunate that I have a full head of hair, yada, yada, yada. But I was stuck in this hairstyle that I just kind of stumbled into when I was like in middle school. I hated it in middle school, couldn't do a thing with it. If I got it cut too short, I felt like I looked like a goofball, you know. So back in, gosh, I don't know when, several years ago, when I cut my hair and did this and started spiking it up, I was like, why didn't I do this earlier? So I'm proud of anybody, and Nancy, I'm talking to you, of anybody that takes that step to really get her hair cut super short. That's pretty cool. And that gives you this, you know, power. It's like, I can do that now. You know, I can do whatever I want. You get to a certain age and you don't just, you know, disregard everything, but you're like, I don't need to worry about those silly things anymore. Like even, now this is dumb, but this is what I'm talking about. You reach a certain age, and if you've had kids, even if you haven't had kids, but maybe more so when you had kids, You're like, I don't care what anybody thinks. I'm going to do exactly what I want to do. I'm going to wear what I want, within reason. I'm not going to walk around. Anyway, so you get to the point, I was in the Kansas City airport and went into the men's room and I said, if somebody accidentally walked into this stall, I wouldn't care. If I was in high school, I would have been mortified. Oh no. But now I'm like, I would have said, well, what do you want? Get out of here. You don't want to see this. But anyway, that's a beautiful, freeing mindset to achieve. And I think you have to achieve it with age. And I've gotten to that point. Now, you don't want to just say like, screw it all. I don't care. It's not that. It's not you don't care. It's you don't mind what others think so much. I don't know. I know it's tough it's very easy for me to say because I'm in the position I'm in and you might not be there. You might be in middle school yourself. You might be in high school. You might be in your 20s. I don't know. And, it's a lot easier said than done to just say, oh, don't worry about what anybody thinks. I mean, I still, of course, always think about what other people think. I just don't let those little things bother me, Is this my second pass? No, this is my third. I'm just getting lost in chatting. I apologize. This is a fairly aggressive razor. You can feel the blade. You can feel the teeth in the comb. But man, it's simplicity at its finest. King C. Gillette in 1909 figured this thing out. And then they complicated things and, became the laughingstock to some people. I don't care. I don't worry about that stuff. But, they had a lot of blowback recently. Well, not recently. People still can't seem to let go of certain things, You know how that is? Well, I hope everybody that had a vacation, had a Thanksgiving, you didn't run into that one relative that you just can't talk to because, Uncle Jimmy, he thinks like a weirdo. I hope you had a pleasant time. The only bad thing about us traveling to Kansas City and then traveling a little further to go to this Thanksgiving was I have no leftovers. I have no turkey sandwiches. No turkey a la king. No turkey soup. Turkey. I'm trying to remember the thing from Christmas Story when the Bumpus's dogs come in and eat the old man's turkey. I feel for you. Ooh, I cut myself a little bit. I did that the other day, right there on my old sideburn. I'm just getting the last few little hairs here. I think I got a couple of nicks down under here. No big deal. Anyway, I don't have any leftovers, so I think I might have to go to my Central Market, which is one of my favorite grocery stores here in town. Fantastic, fresh food, produce and everything. They make a lot of pre-made Thanksgiving stuff, so I'm wondering if they got any left over. And I'll just buy my leftovers. I just need some stuffing and some gravy. I can get turkey anywhere. And just use some bread to make a nice sandwich. I didn't have any cranberry sauce. They didn't have any cranberry sauce. Oh no. Big deal. But it was good. I had a great time. I love Kansas City. Love it. Okay, there we go. Whew. All right, cold water. And then the aftershave, which I'm sure is going to burn my little face. I'm sure of it. I'm just sure of it. Let me put that in there. I'll clean that in a second. Oh, I like to clean as I go, Put things up, whether I'm cooking or whether I'm shaving. Whether I'm drawing, whether I'm playing music, I'm always tidying up. Sometimes it bugs me that I do that, but in the end, I'm glad I did. Do what needs to get done, and then you can have fun. That's my saying. All right, I'm going to do this to stop any little nicks that might be wanting to stay and start. And then we're getting the Stirling Soap Company Christmas Eve. Look at that. This stuff smells. Oh, there's even another level of something in this beyond what this smells like. It's almost, I'm getting like a spiced rum almost. Ooh, it's like a rum hot toddy under a Christmas tree. You've outdone yourself, Stirling. Fantastic. I love it. Thank you for sending it to me. Oh, man. Whew. Once you put it on your face, then it really comes out. Wow. Oh, good stuff. It's probably a limited time deal, so go get yourself some. Go get yourself some. Stirling, everything they make has been good. Everything I've ever tried has been good. And I need to try more. That's for sure. All right, everybody. Well, I think that's it. I'll try out the Noir at another time and the Executive Man at another time. And I'm going to keep going back to this during the holiday season just because. And I need to look into that Stirling Roastery coffee stuff too. Because I love me some coffee. There you go. Check that out. There's all the info you need. 16 West Walnut Street in Paris, Arkansas. Yeah. Check them out. Thanks, everybody. Thank you all for watching. Shout out to you, Nancy, and to your Graham, and to She Shaves with Jill, and to everyone that came before us that inspired us in some way to be stronger, to be better, you know? We need more of that. We need more inspiration instead of, division, I guess. But that's kind of the way of the world, isn't it? Starting right here. Let's keep going. Let's do it. All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I'll see you soon. See you later. Bye.